So here are the top 3 ways to grow your YouTube channel faster. And if you want to find out the number 1 way to grow your YouTube channel faster, you know what to do. You gotta watch till the end. You could skip, but I prefer you to watch the whole thing. All right, here we go. So let's start with number 3. Number 3 is tools. Now, what are tools for growing your YouTube channel faster? When I talk about tools, I'm talking about actual things like software that speeds up your processes, for video editing, thumbnail design, maybe it's automation as far as sending out emails to your email list, creating websites, creating pages. I've been fascinated by a lot of these tools, and there's a lot of AI that's going on right now. So I'm excited to share the AI technology that I found. And speaking of which, I actually wanted to create this video not just to share the top 3 ways to grow your YouTube channel faster, but also to connect it to a new way for me to help y'all, which is channelgrowthtools.com. Now, what is that? Basically, I wanted to create a list I almost gave away the top 3 ways. I basically created a list of all the ways, right? The top ways to grow your YouTube channel faster. And I created a list so that way I could just constantly just be in communication with y'all as far as all the things I find in the future, as far as AI technology and all these things. And I packaged it into a list so you could just literally look at it anytime you want. I've been asked personally through DMs, through email, in person, how do you manage so many YouTube channels, right? I've been asked what things I use physically and software, everything. And so rather than me literally just telling them one-on-one every single thing, I'm always looking for ways to scale things to help more people. And so I created the tool called channelgrowthtools.com. And if you just give me your email address, I will send you the access to the list absolutely for free, and I'll share with you updates. All right, going back to the video. Top 3 ways to grow your YouTube channel fast. So we talked about tools, right? So software. What is the second way to grow your YouTube channel fast? It's gear. Now, what do I mean by gear? I mean tripod you use, the phone you use, the lighting you use, the laptop you use, right? Everything you use in your video production process that makes it streamlined to grow your own YouTube channel. And so just like the tools, I actually created a list of the gear that I recommend, the gear that I personally use on a daily to weekly basis if you go to channelgrowthtools.com. And also the reason why I wanted to continue this communication through email as well is that, I'm going to be adding things to that list, throughout the year, throughout many years. I'm going to grow this channel for many years, right? So, it's just gonna be updated so that way you could get the newest updates on the things that help you grow your YouTube channel. All right, so that's number 2 is gear. All right, my perspective on gear is whatever makes it so streamlined to film. So for example, right now, what I'm filming on is my phone, a ring light, and a tripod, and it's always set up at my office. And I just come in, I put my phone there, bam, I could talk. Very streamlined. And so that's what I mean about gear. How can you make it easier to create content, more convenient to just press record and press publish? Because all that setup time that you're doing, right? You might be saving money by, for example, right? If I had one tripod, hypothetically, if I had one tripod and I keep on moving that tripod to my home office, to my actual office in Riverside, California, for those who are curious where it's at, if I just try to save time by getting one tripod, you got to look at your time as more valuable. So if a tripod costs $50 or whatever tripod you end up getting, think about the time you're saving by always having a tripod in multiple locations. It's kind of like having a laptop charger, right? If you only have one laptop charger, and you always have to lug it around and set it up, even though it seems like a small thing, right? It'll take 30 seconds or whatever, but over time that 30 seconds becomes hours throughout the year, as crazy as that sounds. And same thing as with a tripod. So you got to value your time more. All right, so that's what I mean about gear. How do I streamline and use my time more wisely by choosing the gear that speeds up the process and makes it more convenient and less friction, right? Let's talk about the term friction. When you're creating videos or when you're creating sales or anything in life, the more friction you have, the more obstacles you have to get the job done, the more time you waste and the less efficient you are. So always look for ways to speed up the processes. All right, we're kind of going off. Let's go back to the video. So number 3 was tools, number 2 was gear, and number 1, here's the number 1 way to grow your YouTube channel faster. And You might say that I might be biased, and because I'm gonna be launching these courses called from channelcourses.com, like plug, but I really believe the #1 way to grow your YouTube channel faster is education, right? So whether you're learning from me or you're learning from someone else, the fastest way to grow your YouTube channel faster, or anything in life, right, is to educate yourself and learn from someone who's already done it, right? Learn from someone who has experience doing it. It'll save you time, money, heartache. I keep on saying those things because, like, look, when I first started creating YouTube videos, you know, it's so disheartening to create videos and no one watches. And so I know like how much that makes you get like discouraged, and then a lot of people quit before they make their first dollar on YouTube, before they get monetized, before all these things, because they're trying to, like, yes, you could learn from your mistakes, right? And that's forever. But there's ways to speed up growing your channel faster by just learning from people. So whether you learn from me or someone else, like, really invest in your education. I just came back from Vid Summit in Dallas, Texas, and I spent over $3,000, like, with my hotel, the entrance fee, to the car rental, to the flight, right? I'm from California, so that's a fly over there. It's totally worth it. Why? Because when you learn from people who are succeeding on YouTube, you learn things that are valuable. I've learned so many things that I know are gonna increase my revenue, and it's gonna increase my scalability of my business, that $3,000 is literally nothing, right? Because yes, I know it sounds like a lot of money, but $3,000, if I've spent $3,000 to learn something that makes me $30,000 or $300,000, that's totally worth it. Or if I invest $3,000 and I find a way to save 10 hours of my time every week, like 10 hours of my week, that's times 52, that's what is that, 520 hours of the year. Divide that up, that's like weeks of like time I saved up by learning some kind of strategy to grow my YouTube channel faster. Going back to the main point is that your education matters. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, going to college and learning something that's not related to YouTube, right? I'm talking about investing in your education specifically from people who are succeeding at YouTube. So if you go to channelgrowthtools.com, like, I have a link to these courses I recommend that I'm actually helping build, but also, like, I'm recommending one book. This is the only book about YouTube that I currently recommend, and I currently read almost on a weekly basis, just parts of it and just reminding myself, and it's so important. If you want to find out what that book is, go to channelgrowthtools.com. As you can tell, I'm really pushing, because this is the official launch of channelgrowthtools.com, and I am just excited to share all the tools, right? Here are the top 3 ways to grow your YouTube channel faster. Tools, gear, and education. Those 3 things will speed it up. I'm 100% confident in that those are the top 3 things that are worth it, right? And especially, you know, if you're not full-time on YouTube yet, and you have a full-time job, or you have a part-time job, and it's like you're doing 20 hours of YouTube and 20 hours at your part-time job, like, investing in tools, gear, and education will actually make that transition happen quicker for you to go full-time on YouTube if that's what you want. Or if you want to keep your full-time job and you just want to scale your YouTube channel business so it operates more without you being there, by developing a team and having your team execute using these softwares and using your own gear and educating them. I think that's another point too. I think it's so important not just to invest in your own education, but, like, invest in the education of your team. I've noticed in some YouTube teams, like, not everyone really understands, like, the way YouTube works, right? And so outside of channelgrowthtools.com, I know I've said it a million times, the reason why I'm creating channelcourses.com is to create courses to help the YouTube education field in general. Like, I feel like there's so much that team members in these YouTube teams can learn and apply, and I'm naturally a learner, and I've always been a learner. I've always learned from others, but I think what YouTube teams and YouTube channels need are, like, training materials and courses that they could pass on to their team members, so everyone's on the same page and they really understand how YouTube works and then how to scale and understand their audience better. Because if, let's say, you have a YouTube channel and you have a team, like, let's say your team it could be small, it could be 3 people, right? You and 2 team members. growing this YouTube channel or multiple YouTube channels. If you're the only one educated with YouTube and your other two members are there because you're having them isolate their skills, meaning like, let's say you hire someone just to do sound and all this person knows how to do is sound, like their ability to contribute, you know what I mean, to your YouTube channel and your YouTube channel business is very limited. And one way to like make it unlimited for your team members to really contribute to the channel and to the business is to invest in their education, right? That's why a lot of the biggest companies in the world, you're looking at Amazon, I don't even, like these big companies, they give like these scholarships to their employees so they could do continuing education, right? So let's go back to solidify everything. So the top 3 ways to grow your YouTube channel faster is number 3, tools. Software, right? Number 2, gear. What do you use on a daily, weekly basis to streamline video production? Number 1, education. Like I said, yes, I'm pushing channelcourses.com and channelgrowthtools.com, but if you're not gonna learn from me, learn from someone else. There's so many people out there that you can learn from, but just make sure you get advice from people who actually have done it and are doing it and are learning how to do it even better, right? And so if you want to learn more from me and get this list updated to you consistently in the future, go to channelgrowthtools.com.